Hey, welcome back to Matt again. My name is Rampage and this is going to be a gaming rant. Now, in this rant, I'm going to talk about video games and their delays and what they actually mean for PC. Now, over the last, 24 months or whatever, there's been so many delays, right? Like, there were so many games from 2014 delayed to 2015, now 2015 games delayed to 2016. But in all honesty, I don't like it simply because every time there's a fucking video game delay, I know that game's going to perform like garbage. Why? Because every game that's been delayed runs like shit. Except Mad Max, for some reason. But that game arguably stutters every time it saves, and there's an autosave every 5 fucking seconds, so I would still put that up there with having problems. But, games like Batman Arkham Knight, for instance, right? That game was delayed a month or something like that for the PC version. Or, I don't know, it might have been a week or something like that. And it came out running like complete garbage. And it had a forced frame rate lock of 30 fucking FPS for PC. Now, not to mention, the developer thought PC don't really need control options, do they? They don't really need sensitivity controls. That shit was fucking gone from the menu. No control sensitivity, no mouse sensitivity. It's just fucking gone. Not only that, the game was delayed and completely pulled from Steam for over 6 months. Warner Brothers tried their hardest to be to gain trust in fans by saying, we have this interim patch, we plan to fix all these bugs and shit, we're going to fix it all. Oh yeah. 4 months down the line, they add a patch to incorporate controls. Another month later, or 2 months later, or whatever, they release the interim patch. Still doesn't fix performance. Now, after that patch, there's been a few, minor patches here and there, but none of them have fixed the stuttering, or hitches, whatever you want to call them. None of them have fixed it. And that was the actual fucking problem that everyone had. Now, I don't care whether you think the game runs fine, whether you lock the game at 30 frames per second, whether you lock it at fucking 60, I don't give a shit. The game runs like fucking garbage. And that's the main issue that I have with PC gamers and their sort of elitism mindset is, they play a game, they know that they can monitor the frame rate and see that it's fucking stuttering, but they just ignore it. Or say that it runs fine because they don't experience it. Get fucked. Maybe if you have a GTX fucking Titan X, it might run fine. But even on a GTX 980, that game should not be lagging at all. Now, another game that comes to mind, or a recent game that I played that was also delayed and has problems, is The Witcher 3. This is a prime example of the PC community ignoring problems and not even bothering to state that there is problems with that game. Day one, the performance was garbage. There was so many people complaining about it, but yet so many people trying to counteract them saying it runs fine. Motherfucker, that game did not run fine launch day. At all. I don't care what your rig is, the game did not run fine. It still does not run fine. After patch 1.10, the performance has actually dropped. Has any of you noticed this? No. Why? Because 1, you've either stopped playing it, or 2, for whatever fucking reason you don't even notice you're stuttering. Now, this might come off as a PC elitist mindset of my own, but if there's problems, fucking talk about them. Don't sit there and say that there isn't problems or completely outright ignore them, because they won't get fixed. Developers don't care If they actually cared, they wouldn't release a broken fucking game on a specific platform. Just Cause 3 comes to mind. That game is still broken across all platforms. Sure, it's playable, at least on PC, but it still lags constantly. Dying Light was another strange one, right? Like, I had it at the time of that game coming out, I had a GTX 970, right? I thought, yeah, you know, this game will run fucking great on this graphics card. No, ran like pure shit. So I was like, okay, this is pretty weird. I'll try my GTX 770 just for laughs, and it actually ran better than the Maxwell Architecture fucking graphics card that they, you know, Nvidia was all fucking sparkly fucking rainbows about at like CES or wherever the hell they announced it. You know, I don't know whether it has something to do with Nvidia not properly supporting the Maxwell GPU, or its developers for whatever reason can't support the Maxwell architecture. I have no idea what the hell's wrong, and I don't think anyone else does. So, like, this all started when developers started to move from 32-bit to 64-bit executables, or PC versions. So, if you don't believe me, go back and play your 32-bit versions of games that actually look decent, and tell me, do they run fine? Most of them, yes. There are occasional ones that run like garbage, like Cryostasis, which was the first game to ever use NVIDIA physics, and that was never fixed. But like, games like that introduced a physics engine or physics requirement, yeah, obviously they're gonna run like shit. But now, you know, nearly fucking 8 years later, I don't even know if it's eight years later, but whatever, several years later, the game still runs like shit, even without physics. You know, games that incorporate physics, but yet incorporate them in such a way that they're pretty much embedded into the engine at this point, ruins the experience. Why? Because if you don't want to play with physics, you can't turn it off. Now, even if you have games that have, like, you know, physics shadows and physics fucking particle effects or whatever, if you turn everything off, physics is still enabled. Just those higher quality versions of physics are disabled. That's why games run like shit. I'm not saying, like, you know, every game has physics embedded into it. I'm not saying anything like that. But games that do run like shit. Batman Arkham Knight is one of them. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, whether you're aware of PC having these issues. But, you know, I've seen countless people make videos and stating stuff like, you know, PC is a fucking godlike platform. You should all be supporting it. In all honesty, why the fuck would I support a platform that after every release, AAA release, games are running like shit? And I basically just play all of my games on PC. Yes, you might be able to see some console games behind me and a PS4 box, but I haven't played my PS4 in months. Well, you know, about a month, right? Like, it's been a while. Why? Because it's not that I don't want to play it. It's because I've got other shit to play on PC that I can't fucking get through because of the fucking problems that they have. And I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm really sick of buying games, expecting them to run, you know, going by these recommended specs, just to have the game run like garbage. I'm sick of it. I really am. You know, if Steam wants me to pay 79 USD or 60 USD for a fucking title, I expect it to work. Is that too much to ask for? Now you could argue, yeah, you can get a fucking refund, but what if I buy the game retail, you fucking idiot? Can't get a refund then. But anyway, My name is Rampage. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.